Are you considering buying a condo or townhouse in Hamden, Connecticut? Well, there's some things that you might not know, so I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about condos and townhouses in Hamden, Connecticut. My name is Keisha Thomas. I'm with eXp Realty. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so you won't miss any of my videos. Feel free to email me, text. I'm definitely a texter. Call. I myself relocated to Hamden, Connecticut from New York City, so I totally understand what it's like trying to figure out where you're gonna go. You know, it's just, it could be almost what culture shock, right? It might just be one state over, but it feels like a whole nother world. So I completely understand what you're going through because I've gone through it. I've moved with my family, husband and kids, to a whole different area in this town where I didn't have any friends or any family. And so I'm just here talking about the things you need to know about condos and townhouses, whether they're for investment or if they are for your personal use. So a lot of people think that condos, like in their head, they just see like apartment style, everyone's on top of each other and there's just no space. And they do have some condos that are apartment style, and honestly, a lot of places are gonna have amenities. So people might not realize that if you do have a condo in the apartment style, a lot of the different condo associations, they will have amenities there that you might not have thought of. They could have gyms on site, they can have a pool, you know what I mean? They're gonna have parking. So there's just all these things that come with it. On the other hand, if you don't want that apartment style setup, we have townhouses, okay? So we have it where some people call it row houses. I grew up calling them townhouses, but they're just pretty much in a row, end unit, middle unit, but you don't have anyone over your head. You have your 2 levels or 3 levels, and then you could have a front yard or you could have some section in the back. Hamden has they have more than a dozen, but less than 20 of condos and townhouses. So when it comes to you picking out what you want or the kind of thing that you want while keeping it maintenance free, then that's the good part. And that's the thing. When you own a condo or a townhouse, you own what's inside the unit. You don't own what's outside. But on the other hand, you don't have to mow. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to move the snow. You don't have to do any of that. They're gonna deal with the snow. They're gonna do the snow removal, clear the parking lot for you so you can drive. They're gonna be watering the grass. They're gonna be keeping up with the landscaping. A lot of them have beautiful landscaping. All of that is kind of included in your HOA fee. And so that's something you might not realize. You're looking at a condo or a townhouse online, you're looking on Zillow or Realtor.com, or you're using my site, and you're looking at the price and you see anywhere from like $150 to $450. That list price is not the only price. There's another cost that gets added in, and that's the homeowner association fee. And then there's another fee if they've been doing repairs that's called a special assessment. So it's important that, you know, when you reach out to me and you say, hey, I'm looking at this area, once we've established your lending, the lender, your mortgage company, they're going to want to know how much is the unit. But the lender also wants to know, like, how much is the monthly HOA? In Hamden, they average around $300. And so what I've had happen is people will get pre-approved and they'll say they want a townhouse, and the person's assuming, the lender's assuming the HOA fees are like $200. In Hamden, they're about $300. I would just budget for about $300. So when you're looking at the list price, and they have like those mortgage calculators, I don't think you have access to see it, but when you reach out to me, I will be able to show you, like, all right, this association, their HOA fees are this amount or that amount. So we take your monthly payment and we take the taxes for the town, and then we take the HOA, and all of that together is your monthly payment. So when you take your loan out, you're not taking a loan out for the HOA fees. You're just taking the loan out on the price of the house. But we have to add the HOA fee so you know exactly what you're paying for the month. Some of that is great because there's some, it's very rare, but some of them will include heat and hot water. So if we find you a condo or a townhouse where heat and hot water is included and maintenance is included, that means you pretty much know what your costs are. You're just going to be paying for like electrical, but otherwise than that, you know This is how much my monthly costs are in terms of housing, and it's not going to really go up and down. So some people really like that it's pretty steady. It's important to know that when you put in an offer and your offer is accepted, you're going to get condo docs. So the person who's selling it is responsible for sending you the condo association bylaws so that you have it. In Connecticut, you get 10 days to review it. So often what will happen is I will pick it up from the agent, or the agent will mail it to you or to the office, and then we get that to your attorney. Connecticut is a attorney closing state. So if you don't have an attorney, of course, I have multiple attorneys I work with in the state, but your attorney is going to review it, and they're going to be checking to make sure that there's enough money in the reserves, but we're also going to be checking other things. Sometimes when I look at listings, an agent will say you can't have any pets, and in that same complex, someone else will say you can't have pets with restrictions, and then someone says it's one dog but 20 inches high. That's why we need the bylaws. The bylaws are going to break it down. It's not hearsay. It's direct from that homeowners association. And it's kind of pretty much have the list of rules. And if there's anything in there that just doesn't work with you or work with your lifestyle, you have time to go and look in another area. That is a very important thing to know, that you're going to have 10 business days to go. It's important to know that you're going to have 10 days to go over the condo docs and bylaws. Condos and townhouses are a really good way for people to kind of get into home ownership. If they've never owned a home, it allows them to get in at a lower budget, but still own property. And sometimes some of my relocating clients are just not sure what kind of house they want, or they're seeing that what they want is just kind of not available. So they just get a very nice townhouse. So they're not, kind of throwing money away on rent, because let's face it, at the end of the day, you're paying a mortgage. If you own, you're paying your own mortgage, and if you rent, you're paying theirs. And so they'll just, purchase a nice small townhouse so they can decide where they want to be. And then that way they're not locked into a lease, and if they enjoy it, they can. And so that's the other thing. They may purchase something that's, much lower than what they were expecting, because they're kind of getting a feel for the area. And if you decide you want to do that and then maybe rent it out, that's another thing that we need to look. Each complex has their own bylaws and laws. Some of them you can just rent out right away. And some of them, they don't allow the owner to rent. It's just owner occupied only is how we say it. And then some of them have other rules. A lot of them will say you need to live there for 1 year and then you can rent your unit out. And so we want to make sure you have all of the information so that you can make an educated decision. I'm hoping that this video helped. If you heard anything that you like and you're ready to go out and check out some nice townhouses and condos in Hamden, make sure you send me a text, email, or call. And if you're like, no, definitely heard what I needed to hear, I'm going to get a house, still text, email, and call, because I'll be able to take you out to see some homes ASAP.